Since posting my first video about being an open channel, I've had several people message me and ask me to continue with a few more stories that they enjoy listening to them. I'd like to continue on with being an open channel and allowing the spirits to utilize my body to grieve their own death or to make peace with their own passing. The first one is Carol. Now, Carol showed up in the winter time, December, January. It was on a Saturday morning. Normally, when I would have souls in, I would leave the house. So my family never saw me in the full throes of this whole thing. And I did that because it's very hard to explain to them what is happening and to have them understand, and also to see me in that state and not be able to do anything to help me. That puts a lot of pressure on them. But on this particular morning, the weather was so bad, there was no way I could chance driving in those conditions and in the emotional state that I knew I was going to be in, because I could feel the emotion building very quickly with Carol. And for some of them, it takes a little bit more time. So I had clients booked for that day. And my husband happened to be home. So I asked him if he would reschedule my clients for me. I said, I can't see people today. I have a soul in and I need to deal with this. This is going to totally send me sideways. And I had a jigsaw puzzle in my hand. Peter looked at me and said, you want me to cancel your clients so you can sit and do a jigsaw puzzle? And I said, yes, I do. And I'm going to sit at the dining room table, do the jigsaw puzzle, and I'm going to bawl my eyes out, and you are just going to pretend that I am not here. So he just kind of, went along with it, because he knows me well enough to know I wouldn't ask this if there really wasn't something to it. He has a home office, so he went upstairs, he called my clients and set about doing his own work. Came downstairs a few hours later, I'm sitting at the dining room table and I am in full throes. Like, my eyes are swollen and red. I was crying like my world had ended. And literally Carol's world had ended as she knew it. My husband looked at me and said, can I hug you? And I'm like, no, you can't touch me. You cannot be in my energy field. That would be an invasion of her privacy. And he said, well, I can't be here and watch you like this and not be able to do anything, so I'm going out. So he and our son Mark went out shopping and went for lunch, and they came back a few hours later and I was gone. My husband phones me in a panic on my cell. It's like, where are you? And I said, I'm at work. And at the time I had a retail job that I was doing part-time. So that's where I was. And I said to Peter, I'm fine. Like, I cried it out. I had a nap for half an hour. I'm okay now. I'm good to go. That left him a little weirded out. And he, that night when I got home, he kept looking at me going, are you okay? Are you back to being you? Yes, I am. All's good. Carol's release was quick. It was one morning only, in and out. She was done. No problem. Ken, on the other hand, was a different story. Ken stayed for about a week. And with Ken, when he came in, and God bless you men, you're lovely beings, but my God, you people are stubborn. You're not criers, you're not ones who easily release. And to me, Ken was obviously a bit of a type A personality, like he held his emotions in check. I actually spent 3 hours one afternoon pulling clover out of my front lawn, because I said to my husband, I'm hopping out of my skin here. I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know how to get him to release anything. And so I need to be busy doing something. And clover grows sideways and has a very low root system. So I thought if I just focus on pulling the roots out and following the trail, that the repetition of it and being able to talk to him would help. No. Peter came out and he's like, do you want like an alcoholic beverage? Do you want a cup of tea? Like, you've been out here for hours. I only went in because it was getting too dark to see anything. Ken would not release, no matter how hard I tried. I even went running one night. Now, I don't run, okay? But I went to the track with my husband and Mark, and they're both chugging around the track like they were literally running circles around me. I made it around about 4 times, and I literally huffed and puffed the whole way, thinking, oh my God, I'm going to need like an ambulance by the time I'm done this. And as I'm running, I'm talking to Ken, and I thought the physical act of running, and working up a sweat would be something that he would release. No, he would not. He would not let go. And until they find something, whether it's the physical crying or something that allows them to release, I just have to deal with it. They're in until they're out. And that's just the way that goes. I can't make them leave. I don't want to make them leave. I talk to them. I comfort them. I soothe them. Finally, with Ken, it was one Saturday night. We were sitting as a family watching a movie. The movie, actually, Heaven is for Real. And my mother-in-law was visiting at the time. And we're all sitting watching the movie, and all of a sudden Ken released. And I was so surprised that he just suddenly pulled out of my energy field. And for me, it was like watching this big silver orb leave my energy field and go across the ceiling. And I jumped, and I made my mother-in-law jump, and she went, "What the heck was that?" And she didn't actually see anything, but she wondered why I was jumping. And I said, "Ken just left." And she went, "Oh, good for him, and even better for you." And I thought, oh my God, yes, he's finally out. I don't know what clicked, whether it was watching something in that movie that made the difference. I have no idea. But all of a sudden, he was just out and gone. Have not heard from Ken or Carol since. But I do know from the sense of peace that washes over me once they leave, that they are now good and grateful.